Hello friends, in this video, we will all details about upcoming Nobel Prize 1895, leaving the majority of his Fortunato O series of prizes in physics, chemistry, physiology or medicine, literature, and peace, the Nobel Prizes. In memory of Alfred Nobel, the Sveriges Riksbank, Sweden's central bank, established the Sveriges Riksbank Prize in Economic Sciences in 1968. Let us find out more about the Nobel Prize laureates in 2021 and their contributions to society. The Nobel Prize in Physics will be awarded in 2021. The 2021 Nobel Prize in Physics will be shared by Ciro Manabe and Klaus Hasselmann, with the other half going to Giorgio Parisi for breakthrough contributions to our understanding of complex physical systems. This is the first time that climate scientists, Manabe and Hasselmann, have won the Physics Nobel Prize. Theo was given lawyer for research into black holes. 3 scientists were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics for their contributions to understanding how the Earth's climate is changing, pinpointing the impact of human behavior on those changes, and predicting the impact of global warming. Who are the winners? Ciro Manabe of Japan, Klaus Hasselmann of Germany, and Giorgio Parisi of Italy were the winners. In 2015, a climate-focused online publication in the United Kingdom sought to identify the 3 most influential climate change research papers ever published. The paper with the most votes was written by Ciro Manabe on Richard Wetherald, 1967. These reports described the impact of carbon dioxide and water vapor on global warming for the first time. They were recognized for their climate model. Manabe is a Princeton University senior meteorologist and climatologist. In the 1960s, he pioneered research into how increased levels of carbon dioxide lead to higher temperatures in Earth's surface. This laid the groundwork for the current generation of climate models. Hasselmann is a German physicist and oceanographer who contributed significantly to public understanding of climate change by developing a model that connects climate and chaotic weather systems. Parisi's research interests have centered on quantum field theory and complex systems. Why is this a significant accomplishment? This is the first time that climate scientists have received the Physics Nobel Prize. The IPCC was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2007 in recognition of its efforts to raise awareness about the fight against climate change. Paul Crutzen received a chemistry Nobel Prize in 1995 for his work on the ozone layer, which is thought to be the only other time someone from atmospheric science sessions received this honor. Manabe and Hasselmann's recognition is thus seen as an acknowledgement of the importance of climate science in today's world. The Nobel Prize in Chemistry will be awarded in 2027. Benjamin List and David Macmillan were awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 2021 for developing organocatalysis, a precise new tool for molecular construction. This has had a significant impact on pharmaceutical research and has made chemistry more environmentally friendly. Last year, the award was given to Emmanuel Charpentier of France and Jennifer Doudna of the United States for developing the gene editing technique known as CRISPR-Cas. DNA snipping scissors. What exactly are catalysts? When 2 or more compounds react to form new compounds, the process is frequently aided by other chemicals that do not change but aid in the reaction speed. These catalysts have been around since at least the mid-19th century and are now used in almost every chemical process. Until around the year 2000, only 2 types of chemicals were known to act as effective catalysts: metals, primarily heavier metals, and enzymes, naturally occurring heavy molecules that aid in all life-sustaining biochemical processes. Both of these sets of catalysts had drawbacks, problems with traditional catalysts: heavier metals are more expensive, harder to mine, and toxic to humans and the environment. Despite the best processes, traces remained in the end product, posing problems in situations where extremely pure compounds were required, such as in the manufacture of pharmaceuticals. Furthermore, metals required a water and oxygen-free environment, which was difficult to achieve on an industrial scale. Enzymes, on the other hand, work best when water is used as a chemical reaction medium. However, that is not an environment conducive to all types of chemical reactions. For the sake of clarity, scientists frequently refer to these molecules as left-handed or right-handed. This minor distinction can have huge ramifications because it allows molecules to bind in different locations when they interact with other molecules. In most chemical Reactions, the end product is admixture of left-handed and right-handed molecules. List and Macmillan discovered that using a natural compound OSO catalyst, such as an amino acid, resulted in only one specific mirror image of the end product. This was later referred to as asymmetric catalysis. The importance of their discovery, the new catalysts, which were derived from naturally occurring chemicals, were more environmentally friendly and less expensive. And they ensured that the end product of the chemical reaction was of a specific variety. The end product does not need to be purified in order to yield the desired type of compound. The discovery that has been awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry 2021 has taken molecular construction to a whole new level. Its applications include pharmaceutical research and helping to make chemistry more environmentally friendly. The Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences will be awarded in 2021. The 2021 Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences has been split between Canadian-born David Cord and Israeli-American Joshua D. Angrist and Dutch-American Guido W. Benz. David Cord received this honor for his empirical contributions to labor economics. The award was given to Joshua D. R. Angrist and Guido W. Benz for their methodological contributions to the analysis of causal relationships. Paul R. Milgram and Robert B. Wilson were awarded the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences in 2020 for improvements to auction theory and inventions of new auction formats. Unlike the other Nobel Prizes, the Economics Award was established in 1968 by the Swedish Central Bank in Alfred Nobel's memory, rather than in his will. What distinguishes this year's award? This is the first time that the Economic Prize has been divided in this manner, with one half going to one awardee, and the other half split between two awardees. Previously, prize money was divided equally among the awardees, even if the prize was for a different topic, as is the case this time. The Nobel Prize may appear to have been awarded for two distinct contributions, but there is a common thread: natural experiments. What exactly are natural experiments? Economists are frequently interested in causal issues, such as the impact of education on income, the impact of COVID-19 on poverty, and so on. They are also concerned with determining the direction of causality. Economists have studied these causality and direction of causality. Questions using two types of experiments: random experiments and natural experiments. Experiments at random. In randomized experiments, researchers assign medicines to a treatment group and compare the effect of the medicine to that of a control group that does not receive the medicine. The Nobel Committee awarded 3 scholars in 2019 for their contributions to the field of randomized experiments. However, randomization. Experiments cannot be used to investigate why certain people and regions are more unequal or have fewer educational opportunities, for example. Experiments in nature. Natural experiments are conducted by economists to investigate a policy change or a historical event in order to determine the cause and effect relationship that can explain these developments. Such natural experiments were used by the trio to make significant contributions to economic development. Natural experiments are more difficult because of 2 factors. The first step is to determine what will be used as a natural experiment. Second, the researcher knows and controls the treatment and control groups in a random experiment, allowing them to study the cause and effect of medicine. However, such clear differentiation is not possible in natural experiments because people choose their groups on their own and even move between the 2 groups. Despite the limitations, the researchers could use the natural environment to answer some important policy questions. David Card carried out natural experiments. Understanding the impact of higher minimum wages on employment is one issue that policymakers are interested in. Earlier research found that raising the minimum wage reduces unemployment. Economists were also unsure of the causal relationship between minimum wages and employment. Assume that an economic slowdown leads to increased unemployment among lower income groups. As a result, lower income groups may demand higher minimum wages. In such a case, higher minimum wages are the result of higher unemployment. Angrist and Benz contributions. Angrist and Benz demonstrated how natural experiments can be used to precisely identify cause and effect. We've already discussed how natural experiments make it difficult to distinguish between control and treatment groups. This makes establishing causal relationships difficult. In the 1990s, duo devised a methodology, local average treatment effect, or LATE, that employs a two-step process to address the issues raised by natural experiments. Assume you're curious about the effect of an extra year of schooling on people's incomes. Using the LATE approach, they demonstrated that an additional year of education has a 9% effect on income. While it may be impossible to identify individuals within the group, the magnitude of the impact can be estimated. What is the award's current significance? Previously, it was difficult to identify natural experiments, and even if they were identified, it was difficult to generate data from them. With increased digitalization and distribution of archival records, it has become easier not only to identify natural experiments, but also to obtain data. Natural experiments have been used by economists to help us understand the impact of previous policies. As the 2020 pandemic approached, economists relied heavily on the natural experiments approach to examine how previous pandemics affected different regions and draw policy lessons. In the context of India, the methodology dates back to the early and mid-1990s, and it has already had a significant impact on research in several developing countries, including India. In India, for example, it is widely assumed that raising the minimum wage will be detrimental to workers. It is worth noting that in the aftermath of the COVID-induced lockdowns last year, several states, including UP, suspended several labor laws indefinitely. This included those who advocated for minimum wage increases, claiming that doing so would increase employment. The main takeaway is that minimum wages in India can be raised without causing job losses. The 2021 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine David Julius and Artem P.C. Casey Kodakin, both from the United States, were recently awarded the 2021 Nobel Prize in Physiology/Medicine for their discoveries of temperature and touch receptors. Their discoveries have revealed one of nature's mysteries by elucidating the molecular basis for sensing heat, cold, and mechanical force, which is essential for our ability to feel, interpret, and interact with our internal and external environments. They have concentrated their efforts on sensitization, or the ability of specialized organs, such as the eyes, ears, and skin to see, hear, and feel. What are the laureates' names? In the late 1990s and early 2000s, David Julius and Artem P.C. Kodakin, working independently in the United States, made a series of OF discoveries. They discovered the touch detectors in our bodies, as well as the mechanism by which they communicate with the nervous system to identify and respond to a specific touch. What did they find out? They discovered molecular sensors in the human body that are sensitive to heat and mechanical pressure and allow us to feel hot or cold temperatures or the touch of a sharp object on our skin. Dr. Julius and his colleagues published a paper in Nature in 1997 explaining how capsaicin, or the chemical compound found in chili peppers, causes the burning sensation. They created a library of DNA fragments to better understand the corresponding genes and eventually discovered and named TRPV1 a new capsaicin receptor. This discovery paved the way for the discovery of numerous other temperature-sensing receptors. They discovered a new receptor called TRPN18, which is activated by cold. It is only found in a subset of pain and temperature-sensing neurons. They discovered a single gene, piezo2, that when silenced rendered the cells insensitive to poking. Piezol is the name given to this new mechanism ion channel. How do they function? The human ability to detect heat, cold, and pressure is not dissimilar to the operation of the many detectors we are familiar with. When something hot or cold touches the body, heat receptors allow certain chemicals, such as calcium ions, to pass through the membrane of nerve cells. It's similar to a gate that opens in response to a specific request. The chemical's entry into the cell causes a small change in electrical voltage, which is detected by the nervous system. There is a wide range of receptors that are sensitive to different temperature ranges. More channels open up to allow the flow of ions when there is more heat, and the brain is able to perceive higher temperatures. Implications for therapy. Physiological breakthroughs have frequently resulted in an improvement in the ability to fight diseases and disorders. This one is no exception. There are receptors in our bodies that cause us to feel pain. If these receptors could be suppressed or rendered less effective, the person would experience less pain. Chronic pain can be found in a variety of illnesses and disorders. Previously, the sensation of pain was a mystery. However, as we learn more about these receptors, it is possible that we will be able to regulate them in such a way that pain is reduced. The Nobel Peace Prize will be awarded in 2021. GN 41861 CENs, the 2021 Nobel Peace Prize was recently awarded to journalists Maria Rousseau of the Philippines and Dmitry Muratov of Russia for their efforts to protect free expression, which is a prerequisite for democracy and long-term peace. The World Food Program, WFP, a United Nations (UN) agency, received the award in 2020. The Norwegian Nobel Committee believes that freedom of expression and information are essential prerequisites for democracy and protect against war and conflict. The laureates of the 2021 Nobel Peace Prize represent all journalists who advocate for this ideal in a world where democracy and press freedom are under increasing threat. Riza Maria. She is an investigative journalist who co-founded Rappler, a digital media platform for investigative journalism that she continues to lead in 2012. Rappler has called President Rodrigo Duterte's regime's controversial murderous anti-drug campaign into question. The Philippines was ranked 130th out of 180 countries in the 2021 World Press Freedom Index. India was ranked lower at 142. She's also the author of Seeds of Terror, an eyewitness account of RI News Qaeda's Center, and From Bin Laden to Facebook, 10 Days of Abduction, 10 Years of Terrorism. Muratov Dmitry. Muratov has spent decades CG-fang freedom of expression in Russia under increasingly difficult circumstances. Russia is ranked 150th in the World Freedom Index for 2021. As one of its founders, he co-founded Novaya Gazeta newspaper with about 50 colleagues in 1993. He has been the editor-in-chief of the newspaper since 1995. Muratov was honored as one of the International Press Freedom Awardees in 2007 by the Committee to Protect Journalists, a non-profit based in the United States. 6 of Muratov's colleagues have been killed since the publication began, which has frequently faced harassment, threats, violence, and murder from its detractors. Despite the assassinations and threats, Muratov, the newspaper's editor-in-chief, has refused to abandon the newspaper's independent stance. What is the significance of this? Free, independent, and fact-based journalism protects against power abuse, lies, and war propaganda. Without freedom of expression and press, it will be difficult to successfully promote international brotherhood, disarmament, and a better world order in our time.